Hello, our viewers, and welcome to our Wapadela live show for today. So happy to join us on this episode, which has been brought to you by Timvele Multipurpose Zambia, and in conjunction with Litovia, and the movie. I am your presenter for today, Brian Kachiza, who is proudly deaf, and actually with me here being assisted by Blessing Sokauta as my sign language interpreter. So this program, viewers, is actually available for sponsorship. Yeah, you can be able to reach us on the number scrolling on the screen, which is 0974758855, 0974758855 for more information on this about this program. And also, please, viewers, note that this program is an inclusive program that actually focuses much on the challenges and the triumphs that persons with disabilities and the people without disabilities face, and try to see how we can bridge the gap between the two communities. And would like to encourage you, all viewers, that please feel free to have a fully participation on the program. If you have some questions, you can be able to reach us on that same number which is on the screen. Yeah. Today we have an interesting topic with the theme, an inclusive society we need. And to discuss with me about this topic on an inclusive society we need is my brother here, Mr. Jimmy. You are most welcome.
Thank you a lot. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, it's always nice having such discussions and meeting people, networking with people like you. Of course, getting inspired. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here.
Sure. Thank you so much. Please feel free on this program.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we would like to know the background. Would you try to give us the highlights of yourself, like the background, the education, and your livelihood?
Great. Thank you very much. As the way I've been introduced, my name is Jimmy Zozi. And I'm a very young advocate, or just someone who speaks mostly for others, especially people whose voices are usually not heard. And I'm also a student, a 5th year agricultural science student at the University of Zambia. Yes, then other than that, I am a grassroots mobilizer and trainer for young people. So I focus more in seeing change in the society and make sure that we promote an inclusive society and everyone's voice is heard, and also just building capacity. I'm more interested on the policy side of the country, so I do most works that influences laws and policies governing our nation. Yeah, I think that's all about me.
Thank you so much. And we know that you have been one of the youth and the peer educators, just like you have mentioned. Yeah. So how does that really define about you and the work that you do?
Okay, great. Thanks. Starting as a peer educator, I would say in my fundamental starting or my background, peer education played a major role. So at first, I would just meet with fellow young people as the way we are. Then would have discussion on different topics. Of course, most of that time the topics would deal with sexual and reproductive health rights. Those are the things that we used to mostly to talk about. But my approach changed after I reached my university and just got different networks and exposed to different platforms. I engaged myself with platform that tend my advocacy, not only just as a peer educator, but to someone who is more of an influencer, and like the way I've mentioned, someone that works hand in hand to just see the change and influence the policies that governs the nation, Zambia. So to me, it's a transition from just having peer-to-peer conversation, but now also trying to influence those in authority. And hence, for some people would just call me as an advocate, because I would rather also speak for them or speak for others, and also just help others to learn how they can speak for themselves for what they think is right to them. The overall thing is that I'm much concerned in seeing a change, because I want to see a positive change in the society. So all that with me, it adds up to me being a change maker. So yeah, I am a change maker.
Wow, thank you so much, my brother, for that. Yeah, well, it's really wonderful work and hard working that we do. Yes. Now, where did you get the motive, or what's the motive behind of all that you do?
Oh, great. That's a very good question. Okay, so the motivation comes from the society, where we are coming from. I always say a country of problems. You know, a country full of problems, it's a country of opportunities. If there are a lot of challenges, you are able to spot out the opportunities that are there. So where I'm coming from, and of course the nation of Zambia, there are a lot of groups that are vulnerable, including just different young people, women and children that are so vulnerable. They have been exploited, their rights have been infringed most of the times, and they don't have institutions that can strongly speak about them. Even if such institutions are there, most of people don't know how they can reach to those institutions, and reaching those institutions, how they start the process and who could be there to speak for them. Hence I thought of, let me start to speak for others. But I would say everyone is an advocate. Everyone is an advocate. There are many times that we speak for others, even us, without realizing that we are doing so. We try by all means to let everyone do what they need to do. For instance, advocates can start at home. You see, you say, no, this day we would like, our dad, mom would like us to have this as the meal, or for lunch we eat this. Then automatically you are speaking for other people in your house that maybe couldn't have that voice to speak out. Hence, with me, that was the motivation, and the major motivation, it was to see the challenges that was happening around many people in Zambia, whereby here their rights have been violated and people didn't know how to speak. Others saw problems and just adopted to stay like that in the problems, thinking that it is just normal. Like the way it is when you have stayed at a wrong place for a long time, that wrong things begins to appear normal. Even if it's abnormal, but it appear normal because you have stayed there for a long time. You see, so some people would stay without food. They cannot access food. They cannot access water. some institutions don't have the facility to allow people, even just disabled people, to move. Okay, then the society has learned to live like that, as if that's normal, but yet it is not normal. That has been my motivation enough to say there are a lot of reforms that needs to change. You know, there are a lot of policies that we need to change, and there are a lot of good interventions that needs to be implemented. You see, when I like speaking for the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN SDG goals, and some people would even call me the SDG guy. Now, according to the UN, there is this motto: leave no one behind. Okay? Leaving no one behind. Now, if a lot of people are left out in decision makings, if a lot of people cannot access institutions, and because of the nature they have been built, if a lot of people cannot read what the government has produced because maybe they are not in Braille, meaning we are leaving a lot of people behind. If women are not being represented, if young people are not being represented, meaning we are leaving a lot of people behind. And there are a lot of things that now we need to speak for, so that a change can be seen. You know, people that have got potential, people that have got abilities, like the way you are, Bright. You are able to interpret, you are able to hold a conversation with me. Most people don't know. They feel like their life is done like that. You know, if you can't speak, there's nothing you can do. But you are there. So now that's when I will stand up, say, okay, there's a motivation that a lot of people can learn from us. A lot of people can learn from you. You see, that is motivation. That has been my motivation. To wrap it up, I can just say the challenges where I'm coming from, you know, the problems that we face in my society, they're the things that have shaped me to keep moving and also just to speak for others. You know, you're going to realize that advocacy is not like work where someone will pay for you, you know, but it's something that comes deep from your heart, that where you want to speak for others, to help others speak for themselves, build capacity with them, so that one day they will stand and also influence policies that are there. Yeah, that has been my motivation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, as you know, today the topic is about the inclusive society we need. Yeah. So, what is the attitude actually the people have toward the persons with disabilities in the society?
Okay, so people have got mixed feelings for people who are disabled in our society. The others that have learned and realized that someone who has got who's disabled is just okay with just not equal to any person. They also have got the rights that they need to enjoy, just as the way we enjoy all our rights, you know. But others, they've got mixed feelings, like they don't respect people that are different abled, so that we can appreciate the nature of the disability. You see, I've just given you an example where a lot of infrastructures do not have support for people that are lame. Imagine you've built this building only just with staircases, without a slope of someone who has got a wheelchair can move. How are we helping? I'll just talk about even just transportation, buses, you know, public transport. They're built in such a way where someone who disabled, who cannot walk properly, it's hard for them to move onto that transportation until people come on board, they help them like that. But that's not how it's supposed to be. In other facilities, you find like someone who's disabled, when they go to clinics, you know, to just get the medical help, depending on the nature of their disabilities, some attendants might not give them the attention which they really deserve, you see. And those that will give you the attention that you need, they'll not treat to you as a right to you, but they'll take it in a form of charity. And that's not what we are talking about. You know, we are saying that everyone is equal, right? You are human, I am human, those people are humans, we all have got same rights, okay? But meaning we should provide equal opportunities to help, not as if we are giving charity, but we are treating people fairly the way they deserve to be treated. You go to a clinic, you have this clinic where they're not even signposts. You know, if you can't talk, you don't know which area you can access a particular service that you need, then that's not the way it's supposed to be. A lot of people in the society cannot, we don't know how to communicate using sign languages. So maybe you want to go and buy even just vegetables, and people cannot communicate to you. It's a basic need, that a human right, that you should access food. But if you want, let's say you want vegetables, then someone cannot understand what you want, they give you water, then we are denying you what your lawful right, because you need access to food. You see, you've got a passion that you want to be, one day you want to do this certain profession. Let's say you want to become a pilot, or perhaps you want to become a medical doctor, or maybe you want to become an agriculturalist. Then you go to this school, they don't have the service that you need for you to learn the way you're supposed to learn, because you're different abled, meaning we are denying you the rights to education. You see what is happening? Meaning, we're not just saying that on the ground the society we're happening does not recognize your special need, but we're saying even the policymakers, because these are higher institutions that should realize the different abled people should be given such a privilege. You should do whatever you want. If you say, no, I want to become a pilot, we should have institutions that should train you, okay? Even just some institution, they should be trained specialists or teachers that will be there to attend to you. But if they say, no, this program you want to study, you cannot start this program because you don't have trained people in sign language to teach this, meaning automatically we are taking that privilege, that right that is yours, away from you. Now what are we saying? We are saying that those in authority, meaning they have failed to implement the good policies that they are made to go with everyone on board, to come with everyone on board, because you are leaving a special group of people behind. You see, I'll give you an example of a recent happening in Zambia, where the government of Zambia proposed some constitutional amendment. You know, then this proposed constitutional amendment, we never saw some draft in Braille, okay, for people to be there to say, to allow those people that are blind to read what the government is doing, or just having massive consultation. So in such regard, that special group, you know, meaning it's being infringed of their right to access information that's supposed to be there. You see, right? So we're saying that it might be looked as if we're just talking about the society where we're coming from, but you have to see where is the root problem coming from. You will discover that the whole system, you know, it neglects some special care that needs to be given. You see, because we've just thought like this group can all should just learn this, then that's when we're not achieving anything at all. You see, so that's how the society we are coming from.
Wow, it's really wonderful explanation that you've given, my brother. Viewers out there, please feel free to bring in your comments. We are having a very wonderful discussion for today. Yeah. So, Mr. Jamie, how do you think, how best do you think we can do it? How hard do you think we can have it toward persons with disability in the society?
Okay. So the first one that we should get, we should understand that all humans are equal. Regardless, you know, we're all born equal. We might just need some special attention because we cannot access what everyone is accessing, but we are all equal. Meaning, what you are benefiting, I should also benefit. You see? Then what should be the strategy that should be done? The first one should come with deliberate policies. You see, we should not, every institution, especially public institution, should have trained people that are able to talk, or interpret, sign language interpreters. If it's possible, as the way we've made made some reforms in our education sector, for instance, having maybe agricultural science as a compulsory, I feel it's also equally important that we introduce sign language, sign languages as a compulsory subject as well, at least at a basic education. So someone who attends grade 1 to grade 7 should at least have the privilege to learn and communicate with anyone who cannot speak. Yes. Now this is going to give us a chance that if our children progresses to Form 5 or whatever what has been included, they're able to learn even in the same class, receiving same treatment. You see, because they have learned that. Then it should also, deliberate effort should be made. You know, when a law should be made when you're constructing institutions, especially public institutions. It should be made in a way whereby it accommodates everyone. Those that are able to walk on their two legs, or those that need special tools like wheelchairs for them to walk, it should be given. Attention should be given to that. I know there are some policies that might there, but we don't see these being enacted. You know, the government has done good works, like introducing the Constituency Development Fund, commonly called as CDF. You see, where there should be trained people and skilled people that sit on that committee that are different abled and are able to understand and interpret some of the things and queries that someone who's disabled can bring on board. Let's say I go there and I just find a counselor and maybe some ward committee members who don't understand, who cannot communicate using sign languages. I feel I've been infringed. Let's say their documents are not in Braille, then meaning you are leaving out some groups of people. You see, that's the thing that should be done. So meaning the society should remember that we are not offering charity, to people that are different abled, but these people that are different abled, it is their right to receive attention. It's their right to receive and enjoy all the freedoms that are supposed to be enjoyed by every human being, including employment. Okay, there's no way someone is qualified, but because they're different abled, they cannot find suitable work for them, meaning we're not being fair in that way, meaning there's no inclusive society that we are building because you are leaving some people behind. You see, when the government is employing people, yes, of course, there should be deliberate ratios that they give. They say government is employing maybe 10,000 teachers or 10,000 medical doctors. We can reserve a certain ratio. I know that this has started to happen, but we can continue with that. We can just say, okay, 10% of these will be spared for these and that people. Remember that someone who's disabled or different abled, we cannot compete at the same rate. You see, we can't compete at the same rate because maybe I might have all the access, but others might need to be helped in some way. So meaning privilege should be given to them. Especially, I also speak up because I talk much about young people. I also speak about institutions like universities, colleges. You know, the issue of accommodation. A certain percentage should always be preserved for people that are different abled, because they cannot compete at the same scale compared to someone who is fully able. For instance, let's say your school is just let's give Unza, which is nearby here. Then someone who's different abled, okay, they cannot you haven't given them the accommodation. What happens is that they'll be coming from home all the time, you see, and sometimes they might knock off late. They need support. They need someone to be there or full time. Now, instead of for us to give fair chance for academics and without much stress, we can say, let's give much preferences to the people that are different abled. From institutions, from other institutions, I don't know, but from the University of Zambia, that policy, it's there, and other institutions should emulate from that. You see, we should recognize what we need to give to these people that are different able, so that they can all compete at the same rate. Remember what we've said at first. Said we are all human beings and we deserve what? Equal opportunities. You see, not charity, no, but we deserve equal opportunities. If it can be given to you, it should also be given to me, because by the virtue of me being what? Being a person. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, my brother, for that wonderful. So in another way, would you like to tell us what an inclusive society could be, or what it is about, the inclusive society?
Okay, great. How do I define an inclusive society? I always say an inclusive society is a society that is made up by some fundamentals like respect. Number one, everyone in the society should be respected. Regardless of who you are, where you're coming from, you should be respected. You should be respected. Number two, opportunities for all, equal opportunities for all. You know, whatever opportunities that come, it should be given to all. If you are qualified for it, it should be given to you. That's an inclusive society. Then an inclusive society is a society that is just and fair. You see, regardless who you are, whether man, whether woman, you know, whether young or old, it should be inclusive. Now, when I'm talking about this inclusive society, I might stand on the side of people that maybe might be disabled, but I'm also speaking for other people that need special attention. For example, the age. You see, we must build a society that respects them, embraces them, and understand that they too deserve special attention. You see, right? Other than just the moral aspect, for instance, if we're going on a journey, maybe we don't have a seat, and an old person comes, there's only one seat. On a moral aspect, someone might come out and say, okay, Agogo or Granny, please get this seat. You see, because I'm energetic, But that is the moral aspect. Now we are talking about there should be also the legal aspect where the law involves, the law is involved. How are we protecting these old people? You know, what care is there? Because sometimes they reach at the level whereby they're even losing out memories. You see this old person, because they have just forgotten their home and they've just gone to the neighbor's place and people just stand, no, this is a witch, let's kill the witch. You see all those challenges. So there should be deliberate policies on how we are protecting the age. There should be deliberate policies on how we are protecting the young people, okay? Because even them as young people, they cannot compete at a level of someone who's well experienced. For instance, I've just graduated from school, then you tell me that you need 15 years experience for me to get that job. Where am I going to get that 15 years experience when all my time I was in school trying to get that paper and get qualified? And what else are we saying? We're saying that this inclusive society should put interventions, of course, I'll strongly emphasize, intervention that will enable you to feel, to give you the sense of belonging without having any regrets. You see, what kills people is this depression, and what kills people is this stress. If I'm treating you in a way that makes you feel guilty, then automatically you keep on stressing. Mental health comes on board and starts affecting you. But if I'm treating you as you deserve that opportunity, I'm treating you as an equal person, the way you are, how you are, then automatically you've got nothing to worry, and what you just need is an environment, an enabling environment that just gives you the attention that you need. If you need some aid when you're hearing, then those aid should be easily accessible to you. Then we are building an inclusive society. You see, we cannot say we are building an inclusive society and you've employed over 1,000 or you just say over 10,000 people for a certain work, and there's no one who is disabled, but yet the society have got those people who are just left behind and who are just qualified, meaning the society you're building only includes certain people and leave out the rest. Meaning you're not building an inclusive society. You're just building a society that is centered on only certain individuals and leaving out a special group of people, leaving out talent, which is bad for the development of the society, because everyone has got a role to play.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that. Yeah. So there are a lot of ways that we can actually promote inclusive society. So, and you now personally, which other way do you think we can promote an inclusive society so quickly?
Okay, great. So the first one, I will always say knowledge. We have to make it in a way that people should understand, okay? Because somewhat people don't have, it's just the knowledge. They don't know that everyone is equal. So when they see you are different abled, they start feeling pity for you. You know. That's the reason why we've got a lot of people in the street that are different abled, and they're just begging. They don't know that there are some special things that are good things that they can do. So number one thing, let's have good programs like such as this one. You see, programs like this one deserves a lot of people coming on board, sponsoring them so that they can be watched widely. Everyone should come on board and support such activities. This is an inspiration. If someone like you were able to have a conversation, the way we are having a conversation, meaning we are able to inspire a lot of people there. See, okay, I can also do this. I can also become a presenter. Trust me, if you go out in the society and ask someone who's deaf, can they be a TV or radio presenter? 99% of people, they tell you, no, they can't be a TV presenter. But yet you are well coordinating the program. So meaning, if we are able to provide this information to many people, those grassroots people, and also those in authority, okay, those that are making laws, saying that no, actually, the people can able to do this and able to conduct such and that. Meaning, we are building the society. Other than that, we can also use our social medias. You see, while we are on media busy, maybe attacking other people, because that's what usually happens, especially among us young people. We can come up with a good post, realizing the potential that everyone has. You see, we can come up with just different content. You get this clip of what we're having, then you can also share it. You see, such conversation like this, the dialogue that we are having, if it's online, deserves to have million shares. People keep on sharing, So if you are listening right now and watching us, whoever you might be, such content has to be shared. Keep sharing, keep resharing, liking, so that it can have a lot of engagement. And those in authority, you tag them so that they know that there's a lot of potential. Other than that, such topics should be equipped, like what I said, in curriculum. If not in curriculum, I gave a special example of just sign languages as well being a course, so that everyone at least should have the basic information about sign language. We are able to communicate even without an interpreter coming on board. We should have such information. You see, right? The way other people learn at church, Sunday schools, or maybe Saturday school, we can start from there. Invite people that are able to teach sign languages. Come up with special programs. Let everyone learn. Even just at your private company, you can organize trainings with people that are able to teach these just sign languages. It can take even just less than 3 months. At least you learn the basics. Just having the basics, meaning you're moving toward an inclusive society. Other than that, like what I'll give an example of what we do as the youth dialogue program on SDGs. We sometimes organize trainings specifically to just talk with, have a conversation and hear from people who are different abled. We hear from them. We invite them to come on the panel, okay, and also hear the part of their story. Bring a dialogue between stakeholders, those in government and just young people, to have a chat like this, because we are saying we want to build an inclusive society. There can never be an inclusive society if even a single person is left out, meaning that's not an inclusive society. So wherever you are, if you're having TikTok accounts, I know that a lot of people that are on TikTok, on different social media like Facebook, you keep on having contents like this. As long as we talk about them, you see, people are able to see, okay, there are these issues that needs to be addressed. Okay, but if we are all quiet, then meaning there's no an inclusive society. There's nothing. As long as you feel like, okay, I've eaten, I'm getting paid, then that's all. Meaning we are not building an inclusive society. You see, anything can happen to you. Today you might be in a position of privilege, but maybe next time it might be you who might be disabled and you need special care. You see, so you have to see that it's for everyone. For us to build, everyone should contribute equally. But some people just need just a certain aid for them to contribute positively or fully to that. You see, and the other thing that we can also do, I'm urging just different stakeholders that are listening to us, those people that are different abled and just go on street and begin to beg, I feel we have to just change the mentality that is there. Because you are not there, if you're different able, it doesn't mean that the only thing you can do is to beg. No. You can do some other things that will able you to generate an income and also contribute to the GDP of the nation. You see, just need that motivation. So we all need motivation. No charity at all, but all what we need is that we should realize that people are what? People are fairly treated and people are equal. And like what I mentioned, all these institutions should have people who work on the special department to provide special services that are needed for our friend that might be different abled. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, my brother Jimmy. Please, viewers, feel free to comment and participate on the program. Now, we are going for a short break. When we come back with a more interesting discussion with Zozi, please stay tuned. Wow, you are on fire. It's almost, yes. What's the time? Oh, it's 54. Okay, let's see the question we can see. Let's see the question we can do. Now we are where? The last question was where? So just done 7. Okay, so we'll go to this one. We'll start to this one. Huh? No. This one we finish. And then we can do.
Why? If we don't finish, invite me. Sam. Can someone finish?
Okay. So and then yes. So we have. So what we do next time? We bring the deaf with you or persons with disabilities in. We come together.
Yeah,
we still have. This is an ongoing.
It's good. It's a good initiative.
Okay. Welcome back, viewers, and welcome back, my brother Jimmy.
Thank you.
So we want to hear if there could be some success stories, related to. If you have some ideas related, stories related to inclusive society with persons with disabilities.
Okay, great. I'll also give example of the recent happening from my experience, right? Yes. During a hub activity that we had at Global Platform Zambia under the Rethink Youth platform, where we're talking about, of course, this wonderful topic, inclusive society. I met this young person. Her name is Ethel. Okay, so Ethel is passionate about special education, and also went and did special education to just help people who might be different abled. She communicates well in sign languages, you know. But what inspired me about Ethel, though we met at this activity, is that she came all the way from that's supposed to be Muchinga province. You know, after she saw the advert about just having an inclusive society, she came all the way to here Lusaka and just to attend the program that we are having, you know, on inclusive society. So with me, I felt nice and I felt challenged, saying someone can come all the way from there just to come and attend a 3-hour program. You see, just because they're passionate and they want to push in the idea about inclusive society. I would speak more of people that on a global platform that have done massive work, but I think you yourself, you've inspired me. I think you are one of the people that are doing the most. Like, this is my first interview, having someone someone who's can do sign language interview and being interviewed by you. Actually, it's my first time. So with me, this is a success story. When I go back to the youth dialogue program on SDGs, I'll tell back the people, say, actually, this conversation that we've been having have met a very bright person who is able to host me on a program. So next time, then bring them on board so that we can have a conversation like you. So with me, these are successive stories. But not just that, there are many successive stories that are not written in books, of course, but we have it in the society where we're coming from. You find someone who's just lame, they're able to generate a meaningful income. There's this man, he just works on a wheelchair, but he's a very good fashion designer. Where we're coming from, is able to come up with a different designing. That's a successive story. You see, we've got even some just teachers, people that have gone to school, get papers, and right now as we are speaking, they're with the Ministry of Education. I'm looking forward to have more stories whereby the services, we have different people, including in services like the army, in department like the health sector, we have doctors who are different able. These are also some of the stories that we need, and also just to highlight some local stories. I'm emphasizing on local stories because we've got a lot of unpublished stories that is happening in our society. The motivation from our society, including just in the sport fields, there are people that in Zambia right now, that have done the most, but we don't talk much about them. You see, so their stories are unheard. So we need to bring them on board, of course. Let's hear from them. Maybe someone else, the way I've been inspired by you, maybe someone else will also be inspired to hear their stories. So with me, those are some of the success stories that I've heard.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, we'll come to the conclusion of the program. Would you like to give us maybe a word of remarks, any conclusive remarks?
Okay, great. So the concluding remarks for me is that we should all strive to build a fair and just environment. You know, when we are talking about the sustainable development goals, there are 5 P's that I always talk about. Talk about the people, planet, peace, prosperity, and partnership. But one of the goals that with me touches is people. You see, we cannot develop this country if we are leaving a certain individuals aside and we're saying we quit development. No, that's not development. It's same as if you've made a very nice tarred road without a pavers, a side pavers, which people, pedestrians can walk through. Only vehicles are passing through that road. Then automatically that's not inclusive enough. You cannot say we've made this beautiful school, of course, without facilities of which someone who's lame can walk. You know, then that's not inclusive enough. You cannot say that you've built these beautiful hospitals, but when someone who's deaf can't speak, when they come and access them, they've got no one to interpret them or tell them the medication. Imagine you go to a doctor, to a medical doctor, then or a pharmacist, then they give you medication, but they cannot communicate in sign languages. So how are you going to follow such instructions? Meaning we haven't built an inclusive society. We are just lying to ourselves. We've just built a society only for certain individuals. So we haven't included an inclusive society. To wrap it up, I say an inclusive society always begins with you. If you can share the message, you share just the message with others that needs to learn. If you can provide the right and respect people's rights and not do it as a charity, then automatically you are providing an inclusive society. Thank you for hosting me here.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for your time and to come and participate in our program, our show for today. Actually, we look forward again for some more interesting topic and time with you in the near future to come. Viewers out there would also like to appreciate your continued support on this program. And please don't forget that this program is still available for sponsorship. You are able to reach us on the number 0974 758855. 0974-758855. So this program is available for sponsorship. And on behalf of the whole entire production crew, I want to appreciate you all for continue to support to us, and also to appreciate the sign language interpreter that we have been helping us. So we look forward to meet you again next time, same place. Bye bye. Much love. Thank you so much. You forgot what?